Be honest. You feel stable, right? Like, not rich, of course, but stable. You have a job, you pay the bills, maybe you even put a few bucks in savings every month. From the outside, life seems organized, seems under control. You look at your neighbor, they look the same. You look at your coworker, they look the same. And then you think, I'm doing well. But wait a second, because what you call stability might not be stability at all. Think about it. You have a stable job. You know how much you earn each month. You know how much you spend each month. You even do the math mentally. Salary minus rent, minus car, minus credit card, minus all the subscriptions you barely use, minus the gym membership you went to 3 times in January and forgot it exists. And in the end, something is left over. Not much, but something is left over. And you think, I'm in control. And that's exactly where the illusion begins. Because that's not stability, that's maintenance. You're not building anything. You're keeping the structure standing, month after month, like that guy who keeps fixing the same leaky roof, never stopping to ask if maybe it's worth building a new house. You're too busy just surviving to have time to realize you're not making progress. And here's the real problem. The American middle class isn't building wealth. The American middle class is feeding a machine, a giant, well-oiled, very well-designed machine that needs you functioning exactly the way you're functioning today. That machine has a name. It's a debt machine. And you're the main cog in it. It works like this. You receive money every month. You spend money every month. You owe money every month. And then the cycle restarts. 30 days later, you receive money again, spend money again, owe money again, and so on. Year after year. Think about it. Not as a criticism. Think of it as a cold, clinical observation. How many of these cycles have you completed? 50? 100? And how has this cycle left you different from where you were before? Because from afar, it seems like everything is under control. The account isn't overdrawn, the credit card is being paid, the car is running. But when you stop and really look, nothing is truly under control. You're responding to the system, not commanding anything. It's like that dog that thinks it's walking its owner, when in reality, it's the leash that's in charge. Imagine a treadmill. You know the treadmill, right? That piece of gym equipment that sits in Americans' living room and becomes a clothes rack in February. Well, you get on the treadmill, you start running, your pace picks up, you're sweating, you feel like you're moving, and you are. But you're not going anywhere. The treadmill moves you back to the same place with every step. And that's exactly what the middle-class financial cycle does to you. You move, you exert yourself, but your position on the map doesn't change. And the system knows exactly how to keep you on that treadmill. It knows how to make it seem comfortable. It knows how to make it seem like you chose to be there. There's the car payment. After all, you need a good car to get to work, right? A bad car would be humiliating. There's the credit card. Just for emergencies, of course. There are the subscriptions, Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, HBO Max, Spotify, the digital newspaper you opened twice, the meditation app you downloaded on an anxious Thursday and never touched again. There's the lifestyle upgrade, because when you got a raise, it makes perfect sense to move to a better apartment, right? You deserve it. You worked hard. And all of this, individually, is manageable. Each thing seems reasonable, but together, these things form a very comfortable cage. Tell me that this isn't you. Say it with conviction, because I bet it is. You're not getting richer. You're getting better at staying in the game. And there's a huge difference between those two things. Getting rich means the distance between you and bankruptcy increases over time. Getting better at staying in the game means you've learned to navigate the machine's limitations more elegantly. You've become a more sophisticated user of the system, not a beneficiary of it. And here's the part that's going to hurt. Over time, your income increases. You get promotion. You negotiate raises. Maybe you change jobs for a better salary. Your income grows, but your dependence also grows. Each income step brings a new level of commitment. A better car, a bigger house, a private school for the kids, a health plan that actually covers things. And suddenly, with double the salary of 10 years ago, you have the same margin of freedom you had before, maybe less. Let that sink in for a second, because this is important. The system didn't fail you. The system worked perfectly. It gave you more rope to keep you tighter. Because that's not financial growth. That's financial survival disguised as success. It's the American version of "I'm doing well," which in practice means "I haven't sunk yet." And there's a huge difference between not sinking and actually swimming. Most of the middle class is standing on water, arms moving, energy being expended, the posture of someone doing something, but without advancing even a meter toward the shore. And you know what's most cruel about this whole story? Nobody forced you. Nobody came to your door with a gun pointed at you saying, "Sign up for this loan." Nobody forced you to upgrade your apartment when the rent increased. Nobody told you to put your vacation on a credit card in 12 installments. You did all of this voluntarily, enthusiastically, because the system is intelligent enough to never seem like a prison. It seems like a reward. It seems like you deserved it. And that's exactly where the perverse genius of the thing lies. The cage was built with your own hand, using your own money, following a script you never stopped to question. Think about your parents or your grandparents. How many times have you heard, "Work hard, save, buy your house, retire with dignity"? That was the contract. That was the agreement. And for a while, it worked. But the contract changed without warning. Salaries stopped growing at the right pace. The cost of living skyrocketed. The house your father bought with 10 years' salary now costs 40. The retirement your grandmother had no longer exists in the way it once did. And yet, the advice remains the same. Work more. Spend less. It will work out, but it's not working. And deep down, you know it. That feeling that you do everything right, and yet it always seems like the ground is tilted against you, that's not paranoia. That's a given. That's structural. The system wasn't broken. It was designed. And it was designed to need you exactly where you are. Working, consuming, in debt, starting over. And if you want to understand how this machine really works, where it came from, how it was built, and, most importantly, what you can do when you finally decide to stop being a cog in the machine and start thinking like the owner of the factory, stay here. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. You call that stability. The system calls it something else. Consistency. Because as long as you're consistent, paying on time, consuming at the right pace, working enough not to sink, but not enough to escape, the machine runs. And it doesn't need you to be rich. It needs you to be functioning. It needs you to believe that stability is enough. It needs you to never stop and ask, "Am I okay? Or am I just trapped without realizing?" This is the question the system hopes you never ask.